Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are looking at verse number 123 of the 7th chapter of Amrutanubhava. And here, but transcending this difficulty, and what is the difficulty? Creation in non-creation. The self has opened the doors of knowledge. Is that correct, Amma? We are doing 123?
Yes, Swamiji.
So creation in non-creation. What is creation in non-creation? This is called as vivarta in Vedanta. Vivarta. That which appears but is not there. So we are on page 540, I think. So here we saw this is what is meant by when it is stated that the pure consciousness has transcended all the difficulties of relativity. That is, all traces of subjectivity and objectivity are absent. And then the only way to go beyond subjectivity and objectivity is to recognize that you are that consciousness. There's no other way. And not be influenced by the subject and the object. Getting affected by the subject, accepting the subject as I, eventually leads to the precipitation of individuality. And that happens because, and I am a product of this world is precipitated because I accept the world. We have to somehow recalibrate our mind in such a way that we come to realize, or it is revealed to us, that everything is one without a second, and that one without a second I am as consciousness without a thought. Somehow we have to come to this point. This is the goal of life, and for that, one of these chapters which can create a doubt, what is ignorance, is it there, not there, that is why this chapter is there and Jnaneshwar Maharaj is addressing it. Like the fire has the two aspects of light and heat inherent in it, so also the Shuddha Chaitanya has the two inherent aspects of aham vritti and the knower aspect, and the idam vritti, the known. Without undergoing any differentiation, it is able to manifest as subject-object duality without undergoing any differentiation. Just like you don't go through any, you don't get as a person, you don't get divided. You continue to maintain your unity of being if you are a mother also and a wife also. Then where is the challenge? For the mother and the wife, not for the woman. Exactly the same way. The consciousness expresses as the aham and the idam, just like heat and light is the nature of the sun or fire, exactly the same way the nature is what. How will we come to know the nature? Through the potentiality. That then again is told as the Shakti or the Maya or the Prakriti. That is its nature. And it is inseparable from the reality. And what is the, so now we are not talking about at the totality level, we are talking at our subjective level. So here Maya doesn't come in. Here the Prakriti you can talk about it, but Prakriti is nothing but our mind. And what is mind? Mind is nothing but a play of aham and idam. And here it is saying that the inherent nature of Shuddha Chaitanya, pure consciousness, is two folds, aham vritti and idam vritti. This is, you did not create it, it's happening. You did not create it, it's natural. You did not create the heat and light in the sun. It is its nature. Exactly the same way. Without undergoing any differentiation, it is able to manifest as subject-object duality, like the ocean and the wave. Today's meditation example was this, going back to the source. And so just like ocean, without losing its unified existence, expresses as ocean and the wave, exactly same way the pure consciousness that I am, without losing my without losing my purity, without losing my infinitude, without losing the without losing my true nature. What is that nature? Satchidanand Swarup. The aham and idam continue to express. Our goal is, just like once we have come to Vedanta class and we understand wave is nothing but the infinite waters. So don't be too serious about it. Exactly the same way we have to come to this realization that every thought is nothing but pure consciousness. Don't worry about it. Don't get indulged in it. Don't get caught up in it. Don't get hooked by it. Don't get influenced by it. Our attention has to be on the pure consciousness, because pure consciousness by nature is aham idam thought. And what have we done? We have forgotten the pure consciousness, accepted ourselves as the body. Only this body I am. No, you accept every body I am, then it is okay. In Shuddha Chaitanya, pure consciousness, there is neither existence nor non-existence. There is neither ignorance nor knowledge. There is neither joy nor sorrow. Hence, it was said earlier that there is no possibility of the usage of words in the realm of the truth. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. Because there is no duality, because there is no differences, because there is no sense of otherness, therefore no words will qualify the truth, nor the mind can comprehend the truth, and nor the intellect can conceptualize the truth. Truth is transcendental to all, everything. And that I am. Don't forget that part. Otherwise, again, we will keep truth as an objective pursuit. That I am. I'm transcendental to all thoughts. So we must not, when we are contemplating, when we are meditating, there is no place for us to go to nothingness or void, because there is nothing like that. These are the pointers to correct our approach in meditation. And that approach doesn't get inaugurated, you can't think of that approach suddenly when you come to the seat of meditation because of sudden pull from inside. No, it is day in and day out of that contemplation that I am that transcendental, I am that which is unaffected by anything, I am, all the thoughts are nothing but the pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is untouched, unshackled by any thought, and that I am. Continuously thinking in this manner, if you are absorbed in meditation, then you will reach it will be in the correct manner. But you're thinking of the world, some sudden frustration, you withdraw yourself, or little bit of pranayam and you withdraw yourself, or without maturing your contemplation, a sudden withdrawal will not lead to this conclusion. You will get caught up somewhere in our mind, and that getting caught up is either in nothingness or in somethingness, either in thought knowledge or in ignorance. Both are misnomer, both do not exist. Neither knowledge exists nor ignorance exists. Then what exists? Only the truth, one without a second. Nanasti kinchana, ekameva dvitiya, nanasti kinchana. So in this, this must be very clear in our understanding. So therefore, in the Shuddha Chaitanya, there is neither existence nor non-existence. Existence, waking and dream. Gross existence, waking. Subtle existence, dream. Deep sleep, non-existence. So what are these three? Vivarta. They appear but actually are not there. And how does the Vedanta explain? They are like the mirage waters. They appear but you can't drink the water and quench your thirst. Therefore it is told that no amount of involvement in the world will ever satisfy your mind. Even including scriptures, until unless we are not subjective in our approach, scriptures merely become knowledge in our mind. It has to be subjective. There is neither ignorance nor knowledge, we have already explained. There is neither joy nor sorrow. So joy, sorrow, existence, non-existence, knowledge or ignorance, all these are coexisting as opposites. Just like aham, idam are, one is subject, one is object, but they coexist. One cannot be without the other. And what is the pure consciousness? In spite of the other, the two. And that I am. Therefore, the pure consciousness has none of the pairs of opposites, and yet it has manifested as knower known, as relative perceptions, like the sun's light supporting both the darkness and the reflected light. So also the pure consciousness, which is beyond jnanam and ajnanam, knowledge and ignorance, manifests as the multiplicity of creation out of its own glory. So this manifestation of aham idam is its glory. Another way of putting its glory is its potentiality, inherent potentiality. See? Another word to put its inherent potentiality, it is its nature, prakriti. It's inseparable from the truth. See? So also the pure consciousness, which is beyond jnanam and ajnanam, manifests as the multiplicity of creation out of its own glory. In the total world, there are two principles, Ishwa, Ishatvam or controller, and idam sarvam, the whole world of manifestation, consciousness versus matter. But the absolute truth cannot be referred to either as consciousness alone or matter alone. So neither you can say only the subject is, there is no object. Then what is the maximum that you can go to? If you accept the subject as I and delete all the objectivity, maximum you can go to is samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi. But when you come out of nirvikalpa samadhi, the world is still there. You are not transcended. You are not transcended. See? So, so when we talk of the two, what is the ultimate two? Just like in subjectively when we talk about what are the two? Aham and idam. What is that aham and idam at the totality level? Ishatvam or Ishwaratvam and Prakriti. The controller and the controlled. Why do you call it controlled? That is how it is. Controlled is inert and controller is conscious. Is there any other word by which we can express the same thing? Yes, consciousness and matter. Total consciousness and total matter. In you, when we say aham idam is the consciousness, idam is the matter. Idam can never come to know the aham. Only aham can come to know the idam, isn't it? That is our experience. Now we have to find out what is the true nature of aham. That's what we are on. And here we are saying that this aham is not the thought aham. This aham is not the aham which is expressing, coexisting along with idam. It is the transcendental. Just as the truth, the pure consciousness, the Shuddha Chaitanya is transcendental to Ishvara and Prakriti. Paramashiva is transcendental to Shiva Shakti. Just like you as pure consciousness are transcendental to Ahamidam. Now connect all the three. Ishwar, Prakriti, Shiva Shakti, Ahamidam, exactly the same. Exactly the same. One is at individual level, the other is at totality level. Take this kada. It is difficult to go down the throat, but if it clicks what we had just said, it's Anandi Anand fir. So the truth, the supreme truth, the pure truth, that one without a second truth cannot be referred by the name this or that, aham or idam, Ishwar or Prakriti, Shiva or Shakti. It is one without a second. No words can reach it. No understanding can be brought about it. But when I explain the way I was explaining, that Ishwar, Prakriti, Shiva, Shakti, aham, idam, you have to now intuit it that what we are talking about is beyond the words aham and idam. And you can appreciate that supreme, that me who is beyond aham and idam is also beyond Shiva Shakti, also beyond Ishvara and Prakriti. How? Just as sun is beyond day and night, yet it supports day and night. Yet without it, day and night cannot express. Or you can even hear what is he saying? Uh, yeah. And yet it has manifested as known and knower and known as relative perception, like the sun's light supporting both the darkness and the reflected light. What is darkness? Prakriti. What is reflected light? The total Ishwaratva. At individual level, what is darkness? Idam, inert, tamas. And what is the light? It is the aham. इसको बहुत इतना पावरफुल लिखा है. वॉट एवर स्वामी जी हैज रिटन इज it's from the Upanishads, it's from this thought is reflected throughout Vedanta, but we must imbibe it. No amount of discussion, no amount of reading is going to reveal what is written in those few words. Applying this adhyaropa apavad prakriya to one's own experience implies that by means of right knowledge, attention is turned away from the unhappiness to that one who is unhappy. Meaning, instead of removing, instead of becoming attentive of the pain in the body, become attentive of the one who is experiencing the pain. Instead of being attentive of the joy, because of this, someone gave me the Mother's Day present, so I am happy. Instead of that, find out who is happy, who is miserable, who is behind the mother, who is behind the father, who is behind the daughter, who is behind the wife or husband. Come back, come to be the source. Then, and when we do that, when we go back to the conscious principle, then the unhappiness disappears, and the one which supports both the happiness and unhappiness is revealed as one's essential nature. So when we recognize, yeah, all the I thoughts are also coming and going in my mind, and all the idam thoughts, all the thoughts of the world, with which the I thought is associating itself, they are also coming and going. Before I thought I have to just remove the thoughts, but if I remove the thoughts, the I is still left. Now I realize that I is coexisting with something. Aham is coexisting with idam. I removed all the idam, but our habit of thinking has not gone. Why? Because we are still addicted to thinking. So when the last thought goes away, that addiction of thinking leads to, again, mind wants to survive. So it says, no, there is nothing. So nothing becomes a thought. And with little bit of inquiry, we can come to know nothing is not a thought. Yes, it is a thought in your mind, but there is no object called the nothing. There is no object called nothing. This realization that there is no object called nothing has to happen in the waking period. This understanding has to come now. You have to become convinced now, and then you dive into the meditation. To expect that it will click at that time, no. You have to program yourself beforehand. so that you can go beyond the program. See? So when we come to, so when we see that idam is coming and going, we came to the I. Now we realize I is also coming and going. I, if at a very gross level, father, mother, daughter, sister, at a little bit subtler level, waker I, dreamer I, sleeper I, even subtler level, the I thought is appearing with something in association to something, then it goes away, then again the I thought appears, then it goes away, then again it appears. So it requires a refined mind to catch this, not just intellectually. That I thought also is coming and going. Then the question comes, who knows that the I thought and the aham thought and the idam thought is coming and going? The moment you come to that, even once, you become just attentive. Being attentive is being intuitive. It will instantaneously it will happen. And what will happen? The aham and idam will dissolve. You will not be affected. You will not be focused on aham and idam. Why? Because your attention was on that in whose presence the aham and idam were appearing and disappearing. And the moment you come to that, everything, all multiplicity dissolves, all duality dissolves. And that is told here by Swamiji. Then the unhappiness disappears, and the one which supports both the happiness and the unhappiness is revealed as one's essential nature. So, where is happiness and unhappiness? In the mind. Where is up and down? In the mind. Where is inside and outside? In the mind. Where is aham and idam? If we can put all the opposites into one equation, where is aham and idam? In the mind, as they appear only as thoughts. And who are you? The one in whose presence the aham and idam are coming and going. Even at this very moment. Catch yourself as that one. Don't catch yourself as the thinking one. Catch yourself as the one in whose presence aham and idam are happening. This is the refinement that we need to bring about in our contemplation. Normally we think that now, before I was thinking about the world, now I'm thinking about scriptures. Wow, understood. Then from scriptures, I have sussed it out to 2 points that, yeah, aham and idam are nothing but consciousness. Good, but it is not the ultimate. We have to transcend that duality. One's essential nature is uncontaminated and untouched by sukha or dukkha, and also untouched by the 3 planes of consciousness which merely come and go. The understanding of the illusion as an illusion is the only way to transcend it. So, what is the illusion? Tell me, what is the illusion?
That which appears but does not exist.
In your experience, what is that which appears but does not exist?
Rainbow or the mirage waters.
Okay, subjectively? Mirage waters and rainbow was objectively.
Objective.
Subjectively?
Thoughts appear.
It's not rocket. Just like that mirage water appears but is not there, similarly, the mind appears but is not there. And that mind alone is expressing as waking, dream, deep sleep, which appears but is not there. And where are we hooked? In that which appears but is not there. What is that which is not appears but is not there? This body appears but is not there. We are hooked to the fatherhood, to the husbandhood, to the sonhood, which appears but is not there. See how deep it goes. समझ आया? Abhi immediately the question will come, but what about my duties? What about my duty towards my mother? What about my duty towards children and wife and this and that? You are missing the point. Here we are not here to establish the mother or the daughter or the wife or the waker or the dream or the sleep. We are here to establish consciousness. We are here to come to realize that we are the consciousness. So if this type of question comes, the whole inquiry is sabotaged. So you have to find that courage in your heart to accept that whatever was said just before, this whole world is nothing but appearing in its own absence. Can we accept that? Can we accept
Yes.
our children to be appearing but not existing?
And
Huh? The children are but not there. Wife is there but not there. Mother is there but not there. The world is there but not there. Just like you have that attitude towards the dream, but that I experience the dream but is not there. Can we bring ourselves to think in that manner about the waking world? We have put all our eggs in the basket of the waking world. Therefore, we are suffering. Therefore, we are delaying our realization. So you are very intelligently doing it with reference to dream. The moment you wake up, hey, it was only a dream. You forget your wife, forget your children, forget everyone. You don't even try to go back to the same one. But how much reality we have attributed to the waking? To our country, to our house, to our past, to our everything in this life. We understand that we cannot do it. We understand we cannot give up our uh, thought commitment, emotional commitment to father, mother, daughter, sister, etc. Don't try to work on it, because you try to work on the periphery, you will be thrown this way and that way. Then what do? Then what do? You look at your daughter, immediately the father will come out and you try to remove the father. You cannot, it's impossible. Then what do? You work on the principle. And what is the principle? That the principle of waking, dream and deep sleep itself is an appearance existing in its own absence. The more I come close to my own essential nature, to that extent, directly proportional to that, the impact of the waking, dream and the deep sleep will start reducing. It will start reducing. Who is saying this? initially the I. Remember the I, the impact of waking, dream, deep sleep is reducing. In the waking is your father, mother, daughter, sister. In the dream, you already know it's an illusion. Deep sleep, there is absence of the both. The only tool you have is the I. And you cannot remove the I. You cannot remove the aham. But we have to think, because aham coexists with idam. This is the idam. But we are thinking in such a manner, we are contemplating in such a manner, that is Vedanta, scriptures. We are thinking in such a manner that first the idam becomes null and void. And when idam becomes null and void, that which we wanted to make null and void automatically dissolves by itself, because there is nothing for it to hold on to. And where is this happening? At the Prakriti level. Here what is being told, that you are that presence, you are that pure consciousness, in whose presence again the aham will come, again the idam will come, and the drama will go on. So you are this one, you are not this one, nor you are not this one. This is happening at the Prakriti level. This is constant. So when we look at from Prakriti point of view, then what I just explained, what is being told here is from this point of view. But the only way we can express, communicate is by using the Prakriti. These words are Prakriti only. One's essential nature is uncontaminated and untouched by Sukha Dukkha. Sukha Dukkha is for whom? For this fellow, on account of these three. And who are you? This one. Who is this fellow? Who is free of all joys and sorrows. This fellow alone is expressing as aham and idam. And when this fellow forgets his essential nature, he identifies with this idam, and then the joys and sorrows precipitate. Not for this fellow. He is infinite bliss. He is infinite consciousness. His infinite existence. And that I am. This has to be sussed out. No amount of speaking and no amount of hearing without subjective application while listening. Suddenly it will click. Is untouched by the three planes of consciousness which merely come and go. Remember, what is discrimination? Discrimination is inquiry about constant and changing, changeless and changing. So what is changing? Waking, dream, deep sleep is changing. Aham is changing. Idam is changing. You put all the aham idam into total experience, is waking experience, dream experience, and deep sleep experience, and samadhi experience. If they are coming and going, not worthy of reflection, drop it. What do you mean by drop it? Come back to the constant principle. In whose presence did the waking come and go? Because what was waking? A play of aham and idam. What was the aham there? Waker. What was the idam? Waking world. Then in dream, what was the dream? A play of aham and idam. What was the aham there? dreamer. What was the idam? Dream world. In deep sleep, oh, we say there was a sleeper, but the sleeper doesn't know that he is the sleeper. What was the object? We have created a new object called nothing. So all these aham idams are coming and going at the total experience level of our everyday. So here it says the three planes of consciousness are merely come and go. If they are coming and going means they are changing. And if they are changing, then I cannot be the changing one. I am the constant one. What do you mean by I am the constant one? I can't understand. Ray, you are the one who knows that they come and go. Find out who is the knower. Inquire into in whose presence that these three, waker, dreamer, and sleeper, with their respective worlds and no world, came and went. That's me only. Now inquire which one. Is it the waker you, or the dreamer you, or the sleeper you, or the samadhi you at this very moment? Or is it the conscious you, or is it the transcendental you, or is it the total you? So many options are there because we have got a very fertile mind. Come to be the true you. If you can recognize that everything is coming and going, all the thoughts are coming and going, all the subjects are coming and going, all the objects are coming and going. The understanding of the illusion as an illusion is the only way to transcend it. This is a very, very powerful statement. To know vivarta as the vivarta, to know the world of illusion as illusion, to recognize the world, the play of aham and idam as the illusion. That is the illusion, because that which comes and goes is the illusion. That which is not permanent is the illusion. That which appears in its own absence is the illusion. To accept it as that is wisdom. Now, in that comes your body, comes your mind, comes your senses, comes your relationships, comes your memories, comes everything that you have identified yourself with. If you can take one step back, in that comes the waking, dream, and deep sleep and samadhi experience. Except that is what we don't do. We want to live in the fool's world, still taking only the waking as our real experience. The status of the waking is equivalent to that of dream and deep sleep and samadhi. What is the status? Existing in its own absence. But we take waking, nay, my duties, my responsibilities, my this. What is our focus? Is our focus to be the consciousness, or is our focus to be the investor, be the dutiful person towards the family, towards the society? What are we talking about? Pure consciousness. What are you thinking? Matru devo bhava, pitru devo bhava. Get out. Not qualified to understand this then. Purify more. Do more karma. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. We haven't done that, and we have come to Upanishad class or this type of class. The way to transcend the unhappy I is to recognize that I is present in the joy and misery equally. What is that called? When we say the I is present in the joy and misery equally, it is called witnessing. It is called equanimity. Because the transcendental I we cannot know, because we are already that. We are already that. That which is beyond the aham and idam, we are already that. Then where is the problem coming? When I associates with I, the I associates with this I, it becomes the seer. When I associates with the nose, it becomes the smeller. When the I becomes associates with joy, it becomes the happy person. When it associates with the miseries, it becomes the miserable person. So instead of shunting through every experience, because this is going on, you cannot stop it. We come to recognize that I am the common denominator. I am the common denominator. The I which was becoming, which was happy, and the I which was miserable is not two different I's. At thought level, they may be different. At experience level, they may be, experience meaning at the thought level, they may be different. But the one who is experiencing the joy and the one who is experiencing the misery, I alone am. I don't see myself as two. Come to be there. Come to recognize that. The moment you recognize that, you are the witness. Then you will not be affected by the joys, nor you will be affected by the sorrows. Right now, what is happening? The joys are hijacking the I. Then the miseries hijack the I. Then the wife hijacks the I. Then the children hijack the I. Then the waker hijacks the I. Then the dreamer hijacks the I. Then the sleeper hijacks the I. Only getting hijacked. Now what you are doing? Instead of getting hijacked, you have taken the power back. Oh no, I'm going to be there. I will not allow myself to be hijacked. The moment you take that position, you become the witness. The moment you take that position, that I'm not going to be swayed, hijacked, influenced, hooked, whatever words you can come up in your vocabulary, by the idam, immediately you become the witness. That very moment. At very moment. Even at this moment. If you can appreciate that the words that are coming to you, that the understanding that is taking place, stand apart. Don't become the listener. Don't become the understander. Don't become the seer or hearer. Be the stillness behind. Be the conscious stillness behind all that is going on at this moment. This is a knack. Work towards developing this knack. And it is not that you will develop it. If you do certain things right, as it was told here, suddenly it will, that knack will reveal. Therefore, in the Adhyaropavada technique, the first thing achieved is that the multiplicity, duality, and dualism is explained but not accepted as right. So, what is multiplicity? The world. What is duality? Aham and idam. At the individual level, Ishwar Prakriti at the total level. So, it is explained but not accepted. Because our mind is so obsessed with this multiplicity, until and unless we don't resolve that, we will not be able to dive into deeper. Are explained but not accepted as right. Right meaning not accepted as the constant. They have proved that they are the changing. Then that which exists in its own absence is the plurality. Now a new definition is given to the world. What is that? That which that which exists in its own absence. That which appears but actually is not there. Whether you call it evolution, whether you call it vivarta, whether you call it existing in its own absence. So first the world is explained, then slowly your attention is brought to its ephemerality. Through the examples like ornament versus gold, wave versus water, pots versus mud, and so on. Dream experience, etc., etc. That which exists as many but has not become many is the reality. So just apply it. The water which exists as many waves, that which exists as many, that water which exists as many but has not become many, but has not become many waves. Why? The water is much, 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 much more than all the collection, addition of all the waves, past, present, and future, isn't it? Now apply it to yourself. You are that consciousness which is much, 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 much more than all the thoughts of past, present, and future. Thoughts are the waves. Where are they appearing? Only on the surface level. What appears on the surface level? That which appears but does not exist. And what is that? Another word for it? The world. Where will you escape from Vedanta? You can't escape. We will bring you back. Appreciate this. Appreciate this. Accept this about yourself. The whole issue is we have not accepted ourselves as that infinite consciousness. And once you accept yourself as the infinite consciousness, then you will not go around trying to deny. Then you will find ways, means of establishing that pure consciousness, infinite consciousness that I am. But when you are not accepted, then you will drop it. ठीक है यार, let me be the waker now. Otherwise you will be alert in the waking also. Then you will be alert in the sleep also. That which exists as many but has not become many is the reality. As Lord Krishna says, they are in me but I am not in them. This is the Adhyaropapavada Drishti. Today's meditation was this only. They are in me but I am not in them. First he says, they are in me, I am in them. Then he says, they are in me, but I am not in them. Then third he says, neither they are in me, nor I am in them. Yet, being transcendental to all the waves or all the multiplicity, I am transcendental, not affected, influenced, shackled by the multiplicity, yet I support the multiplicity. Because that's the phenomena. Recognize this about yourself. You are the supporter of the phenomena called waking dream, deep sleep, samadhi. And what are we behaving as? I am the waker, I am the dreamer, I am the sleeper, I am the meditator. And who are you? None of these. Who are these for? They are existing in their own absence. Thinking in this manner, what we are, the way we are thinking in the last 1 hour is adhyaropa apavad. Keeping this vision in spite of being in the world, you are practicing adhyaropa apavad, where your attention is on the constant and you're uninfluenced, unshackled, unaffected by the changing. Another word for it is remaining sakshi. Having thus explained adhyaropa, the manyness or the nanatva, it is then denied. So first, what is this multiplicity? How did we explain to you what is this multiplicity? Initial days, Panchamahabhut, the 5 elements have gone into making everything, that Sattva, Rajas, Tamas has come about. Tamas made the 5 elements, the Rajas of those 5 elements, subtle aspect of those 5 elements came to become the 5 senses, and so on. So much detail was given, what is the creation, only to be denied. Only to be denied. Because why was that explanation given? Because of our fascination with the world, our fascination with the multiplicity, our fascination with space-time and objectivity, our fascination with past and future. Therefore, it was told, future is also nothing but thoughts, past is also nothing but thoughts. Then, all the past put together is the ego. I didn't know that, now you know. Then what should I do? Stop talking about your past. Stop thinking about your past. That is very difficult. Then you suffer. Instead of saying that is very difficult, acha, that is very clear. Everything is thoughts. Then don't think, okay, how do natural, logical direction that you must take as a seeker is, okay, if I don't have to think about the thoughts, how do I do that? How do I come to that that I do not think about the past? Sir, the thoughts of the past I am not thinking, but they are coming again and again. How do I resolve this? That will be your natural next question. But what is our question? I don't know. I think it is very difficult for me. Then are we a seeker or are we a complainer? Seeker is he who is ever alert. Or are we living at a default level? I don't know, again it happened, again I've slipped, again I forgot, again I this. So you have recognized that there is a pattern happening in you. You address that pattern by understanding how the pattern is coming about. And what do we say what pattern is? It is a sign of tamas. Nidra, alasya, pramad. Pramad is the default. So we have to dissolve that. For that, what you have to do? Remain alert all the time. That is dynamism. From tamas, you come to rajas. And what is dynamism? Continuous alertness. Then how do you get into sattva? Dynamism without anything to do or achieve. it will lead to sattva. You have to work this out within yourself. We can keep talking. We can keep explaining. But while you are listening, it is imperative that we are subjective when we are listening. Because this is 1.5 hours of time where someone is thinking for you, the scripture is thinking for you, the teacher is thinking for you, the Jnaneshwar Maharaj is thinking for you. All you have to do is be that one. You don't have to think thoughts. The teacher is thinking the thoughts for you. You be the observer. You be the witness. Such a wonderful opportunity. But we get caught up in understanding and non-understanding. Having thus explained adhyaropa, the manyness or the nanatva means manyness, it is then denied. First we explain what is the manyness and then we deny it. How do we deny it? It's existing in its own absence. That is how we denied it. And what did we reduce the manyness to? We first talked about manyness, then we reduced the manyness to two, aham and idam, and then we told that is aham and idam is also existing in its own absence. Or it is only at the surface, just for explanation's sake. It is at the surface of the consciousness. Or that consciousness by nature expresses as aham and idam, just like by nature the water expresses as many waves. But the water is not affected by the waves. Same way, the consciousness that you are alone is expressing as the aham and idam, and which leads to manyness. But be the one who is not affected, not influenced, not enslaved. Be free. The manyness is explained by vivartavad. I, the pure consciousness, may be expressing at one point as the knower, at another as the known, and at a third as knowledge. But I am none of the three. I am all the three at once. That means every thought that appears in your mind is a play of subject, object, and instrument of knowledge. If consciousness alone is expressing as the aham and idam, just like the sun alone is expressing by nature, it is its nature, as heat and light. Two, similarly, this consciousness alone is expressing as the aham and idam. So it's not only appearing as the I thought, it is not only appearing as the idam, that thought, it is also appearing as the instrument of knowledge. So seer, seen, seeing. Seeing is the knowledge. Subject, object, and the knowledge. Hear, heard, hearing. Experiencer, experienced, experiencing. So subject, object, and the knowledge. All three is nothing but the pure consciousness. Now what is happening? First we did neti, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. Now we are accepting everything as the consciousness. The manyness is explained by the vivartavad. I, the pure consciousness, may be expressing at one point as the knower, at another as the known, and at the third as the knowledge. But I am none of the three. Or I am all the three at once. So, this is the meditation I used to do before I went to the ashram. And one day it clicked to me that, not clicked, I clicked in this way that this is how I must meditate. And what is that? I am nothing and everything at the same time. And this was my focus. That I am nothing at this very moment and everything at the same time. Try. Be, another way of put it, be fully empty or empty fully. See, I am none of the three above. That means I am not the waker, waking world and the waking experience, or I alone am expressing as the waker, I alone am expressing as the waking world, and I alone am expressing as the waking knowledge. We are neither I am none of them, and neither we are I am all of them. The one who's between these two polarities is the ghost called individual. And what is he doing? He is taking the I am everything and superimposing it on only this body in the waking. Only this body I am. देखो how much complicated we have made ourselves. So I am none of the three or I am all the three. If I am none of the three, neti neti. I am all the three, anvaya. So now I am not accepting, after neti neti, coming here, accepting myself as the pure consciousness. What is it? That not only the aham I am, not only the idam I am the instrument of knowledge also. So that means I am everything. Not only the right hand I am, not only the left hand I am the whole body with all its differences, different parts, inside and outside. Not only I am expressing behind these eyes, I am expressing behind all the eyes. Sahasra Shirsha Purusha. Sudden explosion into realization that I am all that there is. Neti neti will lead you to I am nothing I am. Samadhi. That is from lay prakriya point of view. But I am nothing can also come from this angle that self cannot be talked about. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa. So no words can qualify the truth. So there is nothing. I cannot talk. Silence. Maunam vyakya prakadita parabrahma tattvam yavanam dakshinamurti stotra. That doesn't mean that I am not. Because I can't talk about it, because I can't conceptualize it, because I can't think about the truth, the consciousness, doesn't mean that I am absent. I have my own direct experience, but it's without a thought. So when we say neti neti, that through words I cannot explain. Through experience I cannot communicate. I am that. And Anvay, because Anvay took place, that's why verses like Ganapati Atharva, that is why the verses like Purusha Suktam, Narayana Suktam, they all came about. That is Anvaya. Because the phenomena of the mind will continue. Aham, idam will continue. That is the nature of consciousness. What can you do about it? You did not create it. Then what will be the healthy, what will be the realization then? Not only this body, every body, not only these eyes, all the eyes, not only these feet, all the feet. Once you have come to recognize that the triad which goes to make a thought, aham, idam, and instrument of knowledge, either I am not that, I delete it and come to the pure consciousness, that is the Dakshinamurti, or I come to recognize that the subject, every subject that appears, every object that appears, and the knowledge that appears is nothing but the glory, the vibhuti of the pure consciousness that I am. Because this is how your mind is going. Sometimes it is manifest, sometimes it is unmanifest. You cannot stop that. So when it is unmanifest, I don't lose myself. When it is manifest, I don't lose myself. I see everything as my glory. If I can use this word full, this is full realization. Not that there is any partial realization. इतना मजेदार है. It's so wonderful. Thank you for being there, listening to my listening to the contemplation. एकदम crystal clear है. Huh? None of the three I am, or all the three I am. If this, just hold on to this sentence, and try to implement it in every activity, every moment of your life. To see the world as the Lord sees is to be in Amrutanubhava. This is how the Lord sees. Lot of time he's in yoga nidra. Other times he is out of the yoga nidra. Out of yoga nidra means the world has manifested. In yoga nidra means the world has collapsed. Isn't it? The Lord, he is with himself as himself in the yoga nidra also. What is it called? Conscious sleep. And when he comes out of yoga nidra, he is continuously, he is still not lost himself. Because he is not under the influence of his prakriti, means the triputi. At the Lord's level, that triputi of aham, idam, and instrument of knowledge, sattva, rajas, tamas, there it is called as the play of Maya. But he knows that Maya is mine only. He doesn't see Maya as a separate person. Just like you don't see your mind as a separate from you. You have never seen it, but you accept it. You are inseparable from it, from your mind. He is also inseparable from his Shakti. And what is the nature of Shakti? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. What is the nature of your mind? Waking, dream, and deep sleep. Same thing. Or at a more refined level, subject, object, and object of knowledge, or instrument of knowledge. Not object of knowledge, instrument of knowledge. Triputi. To see the world as the Lord sees is to be in Amrutanubhava. That means keeping the world at a distance so it always remains beautiful. You, from far away, you are enjoying the waterfall. Once you are under the waterfall, you will drown. If you are far away from the rainbow, you can enjoy the rainbow. Sometimes when I go on the Monash freeway, I can see double rainbows. Sometimes in the year it comes, double rainbows. And I can see it starting from here and you are thinking now it's coming, and sometimes you go through it. But the moment you go through it, it ceases to exist for you. See? So that means to see the world as the Lord sees is to be in Amrutanubhava. That means keeping the world at a distance so it always remains beautiful. Nothing in the world belongs to one, so there is nothing one can reject. This is the ultimate realization. Then why did we do neti neti? Because that time you were ignorant. You have to start somewhere. Only to come to this realization that I cannot reject anything because there is nothing for you to reject. How can you reject the wave? There is only water. How can you do neti neti? There is only pure consciousness. This, if we are very gross, we will not understand. For this to understand, you have to be away from the Triputi, from the triad. You have to be away from the Triputi of waker, waking, experience, dreamer, dream experience, and unmanifest. So all you have to get separate. Then you will understand this. Or even at this moment, you appreciate it by taking that position. Being that. Nothing in the world belongs to one, so there is nothing to be rejected. Because how can the body belong to me? I did not create it. I have stolen it. I have myself decided this is my body. But I didn't create it. How can it? If you didn't create it, how can you say it is your body? And the example can be stretched to any level you want to take. Therefore, the conclusion of this OV is that the pure consciousness transcending all obstacles of relativity has manifested as the knower as well as the known. So that transcendental reality, that transcendental pure consciousness has manifested as the knower and the known, as the aham and the idam. The world is therefore the manifestation of knowledge and not of ignorance. So we cannot, don't forget the title of the chapter, Ignorance Denied, Ajnana Khandana. So if the pure consciousness alone is expressing as aham and idam, then where is the question of ignorance appearing as aham and idam? If we say consciousness alone with thoughts is called mind, and mind alone without thoughts is called as consciousness, then there's the question of ignorance here. then there's no question of ignorance became the cause and desires were the effect and desires were the cause and karma is the effect. That may be at the worldly level, but now we have come to a point where we are seeing that it's a play of one, by the one, in the one, for the one. Then now we are not seeing the world as a problem. We are not seeing the waking dream sleep as a problem. We are not seeing the subject, object, and instrument of knowledge as a problem. Now what we are seeing, it is the glory of the pure consciousness. It's the glory of the self. This is the new vision that has been inaugurated. This is God's vision. Sugandhim pushti vardhanam. The third eye is opened. Trembakam yajamahe. The eye of wisdom has opened. The world is therefore a manifestation of knowledge and not of ignorance. Ignorance is absence of knowledge. How can absence create something? Ignorance is absence of knowledge. Are you absence? So knowledge, unstruck knowledge, is pure consciousness. Consciousness means light. Consciousness means illumination. Consciousness means knowledge. That knowledge, which was transcendental knowledge, meaning that knowledge which was without expression yet complete, Purnamada Purnamidam, even when it expresses as subject, object, and instrument of knowledge, that completeness is not diluted. It is still remaining as the complete knowledge. This vision is presented. Not objectively, subjectively. Then how can absence create something? Absence cannot create something. Then why did you say deep sleep is the cause and waking and dream is the effect? It was to explain to you the world at that time when you were stupid. Now you are not stupid. So we are taking you away from that thought. As a child, you give a child one chocolate plus one chocolate is equal to two chocolate. You don't keep doing that when the child has done PhD. So why did you say cause and effect? Because you were at that time. Your world was real for you. You're looking for reasons, causes. Where are we coming now? To the unity of experience. And that unity is nothing but the pure consciousness that I am. That the self is, not even I am, self is. To stop suffering, therefore, let us get this idea of ignorance out of our mind. Suffering is because one is alive. To stop suffering, one has to die. Suffering is because one is alive. Where there is life, there alone joy and sorrow, opposites are there, isn't it? And therefore, to stop suffering, one has to die. When do our pains and aches of the body, when do they conclude? With the conclusion of the body. What is conclusion of the body? Death of the body. Then everything will be over. But I don't know when I'm going to die. That will take many years. Some Mahatma told me that I got a very long life. I look at my hand, I got a very long life. I have to suffer for such a long time. No, you don't have to suffer such a long time. Then what do I have to do? Get disidentified from the body. How do I do that? Follow this process. Whatever, this whole re-understand who you are. reanalyze, reassess as to what your true nature is in this manner. Technology of living death is spiritual evolution. This is what our Kathopanishad is teaching us. Death is a principle. Death is not. And what is that principle? That I can never be the body is death. I can never be the body. Or if I am the body, then all the bodies I am. Or in other words, the sun, if it has to say that my glory is the day and night, the sun is saying, my glory is the day and night, then he is the day also, he is the night also. So if everything in this creation, all the opposites are the glory of the truth, then joy also I am, and sorrow also I am. Victory also I am, and defeat also I am. Then the Pandavas I am, and Kauravas also I am. We accept both or we reject both. Remember, all three I am or none of the three I am. Previous paragraph. Technology of living death is a spiritual evolution. Such an individual becomes a Nachiketa who wants nothing but the absolute truth with no touch of relativity. Having discussed the Ajnanavad and Adhyaropapavad prakriya in this verse, the teacher now takes up another way of explaining the truth in OV 124 called Drishti Srishtivad, which in essence means that wherever there is a seer, only then there is the seen. Wherever there is a aham, there alone there is idam. We cannot say wherever there is idam, there is aham. No, because there is aham, idam comes about. Because there is Ishwar, therefore there is Prakriti. Because there are eyes, there is a scene. And we'll look into that Drushti Srishti Vad. So what we have seen in this, we have seen the Adhyaropapavad, and before we saw the Ajatavad. And we will recap it again in our next class and get into the 124th verse. But so many pointers in today's satsang, so many pointers. Contemplate on them. Contemplate on them. And be the truth that we always are. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om.